You're watching the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14.
Right now at 7, a former Pitt State coach comes home, signing his new book and reflecting on his success as the Gorillas' head football coach.
Also, a foster home in Oklahoma has sparked outrage after footage emerged of a child being left out in the cold.
And not too cold this week. We got a chilly start to the day, very warm a little later. A look at that forecast, get you out the doors. Coming up.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Well, good morning and welcome to the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14. I'm Elise Noe.
And I'm Chris Warner, just after 7 a.m. on this Monday, February the 24th, 2025.
Yes.
And, boy, we broke record lows twice last week, falling well below zero. And those records, by the way, have been in place since the 60s and 70s on each of those days. So a very cold week last week.
It really was.
Not so bad this week.
Yes, not at all. Well, a former Pitt State Gorillas head football coach, Dennis Franchione, a native of Crawford County, stopped in the Meadowbrook Mall in Pittsburgh to sign copies of his new book.
KOM's Mitch Adams shares how, for the coach, there's no place like home.
Coach Dennis Franchione has a long history coaching football. He's coached at different universities like Texas A&M and Alabama, but a highlight of his career took place at his alma mater. Franchione was the head coach of the Pittsburgh State Gorillas from 1985 to 1989, leaving the school with 5 MIAA championships and a 53-6 win-loss record before accepting a job at Texas State. But for Franchione, there's no place like home.
Coming back to Pittsburgh was huge, and seeing all these people has been so wonderful and brings back a lot of memories. Some of them I haven't seen in 50 years, so it's been classmates, and it's been outstanding.
Coach Fran's book tells the story of his life and coaching career, but he didn't write it just for himself.
Well, I wanted to do the book for my grandkids to have something, because they didn't see a lot of my career. So I wanted them to have something to look at.
But out of all of the places Franchione has worked, there's something special about where he came from.
One of my most favorites, I won 45 straight games here, so it was a great run, and we won 5 championships, and we never quite got the national championship, though we were voted number 1 in the nation in the final poll twice. And so it was a great fun to come back and coach. I was a little nervous about it. When you grow up here, you hope they're going to call you coach and not Dennis, but I answered to both. So it was tremendous fun, and I'm so proud of the Gorillas and proud to be a Gorilla. And when a lot of times when football things come up, people know the Gorillas. So,
in Pittsburgh, Mitch Adams, KOAM News.
Well, Franchione finished his coaching career in 2015 at his first Division I job with Texas State University.
Certainly an impressive career,
Yes.
Impressive legacy, and great to come home and share
Yeah,
that, because
there's
you
no
got to
place
remember,
like home.
Yeah, there certainly is not, and the 4 states produces a lot of great products.
They certainly do.
And sometimes it's easy to forget that as time goes on. So no matter where you are out there, you can go anywhere from here.
Absolutely, yeah.
And you can go outside later today where it'll be warm. I mean, that's
Right.
what I intend to, relax and enjoy this afternoon. It's going to be great. Let's start with the look outside. Right now it's a bit chilly. You don't necessarily want to go outside and relax and enjoy just yet, but that time will come. Of course, live look downtown Pittsburgh, looking fantastic. Same from the MoDOT camera at 20th and Range Line in Joplin. Here's a look at the future track. It's got some clouds on it, so it's what we call partly cloudy skies. We'll have gusty winds out there and very mild temperatures for this time of year. We're talking about 10 to 15 above average for most of us. We should be in the the low 50s. So not significantly above normal for many of us, but still above normal. And considering again that we broke 2 record lows last week, with our lows well below zero, which by the way, when we broke those records, our highs for those same days weren't even where the average low should be. That's how cold it was, and not cold as we head through today. Here's a look at those temperatures. It is chilly this morning. We got those southwest winds picking up, so it's bringing temperatures down a wee bit. We've got 30s, upper 30s, low 40s. Then with those southwest winds, our wind chills are back into the 30s for most of us. Does feel like the 20s in Greenfield and Stockton right now, but otherwise, again, not too bad, but a chilly start to the day, to say the least. Partly cloudy today, highs upper 50s, low 60s, and while those southwest winds occasionally only gusting upwards of about 20 to 25 miles an hour. It'll be warmer yet as we head into our Tuesday. We got some rain chances on Wednesday. We'll talk about that and just how long this warm weather lasts here in just a few more minutes. Elise?
All right, Chris, thanks. And don't forget, you can be the first to know about the day's weather with the KOAM Sky Watch weather app. You can get those severe weather updates sent straight to your phone free of charge. It's available in the Apple App Store and the Google Play Store, the KOAM Sky Watch weather app. Well, firefighters are always there when we need them, no matter the weather. But with the bitter cold sweeping through, how do they stay safe and keep their equipment in top shape? And we decided to talk with local fire officials to hear firsthand how they tackle the toughest conditions on the job.
Our EMS department's really good. Our EMS service is really good with preparing us for making sure that we have a warm place to go in and out of, have warm drinks and something to.
You know, they'll go through what we call rehab, and it's taking a break. You know, they'll come out, you know, and in the winter time, if we brought the rehab trailer in, they'll go set in it. You know, when the weather's nicer, it's usually set outside.
Now, the fire chief goes on to say that working in any extreme weather, whether hot or cold, can always be a little more challenging. A video showing a young girl without a coat or shoes and begging to come inside during a snowstorm sparked outrage on social media. The police department recommended child abuse charges, but so far the district attorney hasn't filed them. Now, reports have come out that the Oklahoma Department of Human Services knew there were concerns about the home. Aaron Christie reports.
In June of 2024, Cherokee Nation's Indian Child Welfare recommended 4 children in the Haskell home be reunified with their birth mother, citing ongoing concerns with the foster parents.
Yeah, as soon as I seen that video, I had a gut-wrenching feeling that I knew it was them.
4 of Kristen McKee's 5 children were placed in this Haskell home due to substance abuse and domestic violence issues at the McKee house. This same house where this child was outside for a timeout punishment. Witnesses say she was outside close to 15 minutes in the snow without shoes. The foster family maintains it was 2 minutes.
I had knots in my stomach. I was sick to my stomach. I did have anger, but I also had a lot of fear for that child because I'm worried sick about her.
McKee has since reunified with her children. The courts called her children deprived under foster care. Documents state when McKee's children live with the foster family, the foster mother interfered with parents' visits, coached the kids on what to say, and would punish them for having a good time with their birth parents, adding, quote, Indian Child Welfare is concerned that the children returning to the foster home would result in emotional damage to the children.
They promised us to shut the home down. And when I seen that video and I knew it was them, I was like, are you kidding me? Like, I only not was failed, my children were failed, we were lied to, we were betrayed. And now this child's gonna go through the same exact thing. How many more is it gonna take for them to do their job?
The police affidavit indicates 4 children currently live in the home. I asked the Haskell police chief why an arrest wasn't made, but he told me on the phone he's been advised to direct all calls to the Muskogee County District Attorney. However, that office would not take my calls either, simply saying the case is under investigation.
And those are our top news stories this half hour. Coming up next, we'll hear how you can help support area women achieve their goals. And later, we'll take a look at a New York tavern that's roots date back to the Revolutionary War. You're watching the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14. The Seroptimists of Carthage will be hosting their annual fundraiser to help area women pursue their goals. We have Kim Balsinger with us this morning with an invitation to a luncheon and to explain how the fundraiser helps area women. Welcome to you, Kim.
Morning.
Happy to have you with us. So for those who might not know, talk to me about the Seroptimists of Carthage and what you all do.
Sure. Seroptimist stands for Best for Women. So that's kind of what we do. We work on projects that will help raise the lives of women and girls in Carthage. We do that through partnerships with like the Rise Coalition, through Life Choices, food and housing insecurities, through like the Crisis Center, things like that. Partnerships of walking beside a single mom going back to school, or fun things we do at the junior high to teach girls, how to stand on their own 2 feet and be the women that we want them to be. So that's kind of what we do.
Absolutely. And to do that, of course, you do need some funds. And you're having an annual fundraiser. You're having a luncheon and silent auction next week. Talk to me about that and what the event all entails.
Sure. Our Spuds auction and luncheon are, it's our big fundraiser of the year. We have a luncheon and a silent auction. It's a baked potato luncheon. You get all the yummy toppings and salad and desserts, and nobody goes away hungry. That's how we know that we've done our job.
Yes.
So, and it's just a lot of fun. We do have a silent auction, so there's lots of fun things to bid on. Everything from a night stay at the Restored Boots Motel to candles to wine to anything you can think
something
of.
For
There's
everyone.
something for everyone. Yeah. So
absolutely.
So yeah, it's definitely a fun time. It's from 11 to 1:30 at the Bridge in Carthage, 800 South Main in Carthage. Tickets are $8 in advance. They're $10 at the door. So, and we will have plenty of food.
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
Well, it sounds fantastic. Now, just briefly talk to me about how raising these funds really helps the women and how you see it on the day-to-day. And just talk to me a little bit more about that.
Sure. We use the funds to not only help those partner organizations. We give scholarships to high school seniors. We recently gave some funds to help a single mom that needed a wheelchair accessible van. Just very practical but important ways. If we can, help any kind of sex trafficking, women that are in unsafe home situations, struggling with any kind of addictions, they can go to the Lafayette House. That's one of our partners. So we really looked for ways that we can help those frontline people do what they do best.
Absolutely. Well, it's important work. Thank you so much for being
You're
with
welcome.
us this morning, Kim.
You're
Good luck
welcome.
on your fundraiser. And to learn more, you can visit their Facebook page or visit their website, both of which are located at the bottom of your screen right there. We'll, of course, have more information later on our website, KOAMnewsnow.com. Stick around. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News, 7:17 now on this Monday morning, and a great start to the day it is. We've got partly cloudy skies, still some snow hanging out in places, but between today and tomorrow, it'll be out of here with the warmer temperatures across the area. And you see the camera bouncing around a little bit? That's not an earthquake. That is just the gusty winds, and we're going to have to deal with those. But you know what? They're bringing in considerably warmer temperatures for us. Murdoch camera 20th and range line looking great as well. Again, still some snow out here, but that again over the next couple of days should be on its way out as our temperatures continue to stay above normal, which is better than where we were last week, below normal. And by the way, again, we set 2 record lows last week, back to back, with lows below zero. And the 2 records that were broken were set back in the 1960s and the 1970s. So it's been a while since it's been that cold. In fact, our highs on those same days didn't even make it as warm as our average low for last week for that time of year. It's just kind of crazy. But this week now we're above normal. Partly cloudy skies today, a bit on the breezy side and mild. We'll have a few clouds overnight as well. Winds will ease up late this evening into the overnight hours. It'll be calm overnight. And then, as we go into our Tuesday, winds pick back up eventually out of the southwest at about 5 to 10 miles an hour. And we've got another great day. So we start partly cloudy. As we head into the afternoon, just a few clouds here and there, or otherwise mostly clear skies. Temperatures even warmer tomorrow as we head into the afternoon hours. And by the time we head into Tuesday evening, we get clouds increasing. So we go mostly cloudy overnight. Now, again, the clouds do work for our benefit. See, temperatures don't fall that far for Tuesday night into Wednesday morning. And we have a boundary coming through. So now behind that boundary, winds will shift out of the north and will be a little cooler, not by much, about like today's temperatures. On the backside of this, we could have some sprinkles in the northern half of our area. The better chance for a few isolated showers will be in the southern half of our area, but those won't last very long. But at least we'll have some shower opportunities. We're otherwise going to be mostly cloudy to straight up cloudy, northwest breeze, and again, about today's temperatures really, maybe a little cooler than that, but still above normal normal as we head through Wednesday afternoon and evening. Temperatures this morning are chilly, but not bad. Again, upper 30s and into the low to mid 40s across the region. That's where we're starting, is about the low 40s. We'll have partly cloudy skies and then eventually make the low 50s by 11 o'clock this morning. Those southwest winds occasionally gusting to 25. Partly cloudy skies, and our highs today, upper 50s and low 60s. Now through the evening, again, the winds will ease up. We'll fall back into the low 50s by 10. Overnight lows similar to what we're experiencing right now. Upper 30s and low 40s with those calm winds. We get beyond that. Tomorrow, upper 60s, maybe some low 70s. A little cooler again Wednesday, but not bad. A few showers out there, especially in the first half of the day. Then we clear back out. Low 60s Thursday, upper 60s, maybe even a few more low 70s in our southern counties on Friday. That warmer weather continues into the beginning of next week rather. Got a great weekend ahead of us, and a little cooler by next Wednesday, a little closer to normal with some clouds and some rain chances. Let's check your forecast. We're back with more right after this. Well, one of the oldest bars in America is still going strong after more than 2.5 centuries.
Michael George takes us through the long history of the New York City's Fraunces Tavern.
On Pearl Street in Lower Manhattan, you'll find an unassuming tavern that's been serving up food and drinks since before America even existed.
George Washington was known to dine here or take food to go.
Eddie Travers owns the Fraunces Tavern, which first opened its doors back in 1762. It's New York City's oldest bar, where the founding fathers would meet, drink, and plan a revolution.
They were all here, like Hamilton and Burr. They had dinner here a week before their famous shootout.
General George Washington held a banquet for his troops here. The tavern even survived a British cannonball through the roof.
It's taken its knocks, that's for sure. It was bombed in 1775. It was burnt numerous times in the 1800s.
Even the walls tell a story, like this 250-year-old pencil sketch of old New York, or a musket donated by a customer.
It's like Hamilton in real life. It's really cool.
But Travers says what keeps customers coming back is the same thing that's worked since the 18th century: good food and good drinks. The menu includes George Washington's favorite, chicken pot pie, and modern cuisine.
Get some good food, get some good drinks, and learn something about our history.
A national treasure that's still a local favorite 263 years later.
The Fraunces Tavern is now a national landmark, with the floors above it operating as a Revolutionary War museum. Talk about an interesting place to go visit.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool.
It's kind of crazy, the history up in the New England states, because that's obviously where a lot of stuff for America began.
Absolutely.
And there's a lot of things, the cities up there dating back so far, so much to explore.
Absolutely, and it being a tavern too means that it might get a different clientele, a different crowd in there to go check up the history up there too.
Absolutely.
Well, coming up, Joplin residents came together over the weekend to support the medical loan closet. We'll have those details.
And we've got an absolutely beautiful day ahead of us. We'll have a look at your forecast when we come back.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14. It's currently 7:28. I'm Elise Snowy. Well, the cold and snow didn't discourage people from playing softball this past weekend. 7 teams gathered on the 3 east fields of the Don Goodrich Sports Complex for the annual Snowball Softball Tournament. Now, the snow makes it not only harder to move through, but the balls don't bounce as much, adding a new factor to the game.
This is my second tournament playing for the snowball. The first tournament we had negative temperatures, this one we have snow. I got lucky, I don't have to run in the outfield like normal, so I get to stand behind the catcher's plate and just make sure my toes don't fall off.
The softball league begins its league play this spring. And over 30 area businesses with products ranging from insurance and banks to art participated in the Pittsburgh Area Chamber of Commerce's Business Expo at Meadowbrook Mall. Now, the theme this year is the wonderful world of business, so Wizard of Oz themed. Companies attending could also do presentations and demonstrations about how their products and businesses impact the community.
The purpose of the Biz Expo is so our businesses can just showcase kind of what they have to the community. A lot of our businesses might not have a walk-in storefront per se where people can go in and see what they have, so it gives them the opportunity to connect with the public and just show them what they have to offer.
KOAM was a sponsor of the Business Expo. Visitors to the Miami Public Library received healthy benefits for body and mind. The library's health literacy program held a free Tai Chi class. And not only was the event free for the public, visitors of all ages were welcome.
They own it, it's theirs. However they do it is however they do it. Even if you're older than I am, I'm 62, but the oldest person I have was 92. And so far, knock on wood, I haven't had anybody fall, right, doing it, because I'm very careful, because it's significant to know why.
Now, grant funding made the Tai Chi class possible, and the classes are open to the public on Fridays from 1 to 2 p.m. and 4 to 5 p.m. With program season happening soon, the Guerrilla Garment Cleaners in Pittsburgh is trying to give used prom dresses a second chance by holding a prom dress resale. The gently used prom dresses are brought in to make prom shopping a lot cheaper and for someone to find the dress they want.
Well, it's prom dress buying season, and you see a lot of Facebook marketplace dresses, and a lady at work came to me and said, "Hey, would you mind having my daughter's dress up there and try to sell it?" And I said, "That's a great idea. I bet there's other people that would like to have one place to bring their dresses and sell them."
The prom dresses will be on sale until May 4th. Of course, now you can stay up to date with the latest news, weather, and sports with the KOAM Plus TV streaming app. It's available on Amazon Fire TV, Android TV, Apple TV Plus, and Roku. The player is also available on our news and weather apps as well as our website. You can watch live streaming anytime, absolutely free. The KOAM Plus TV streaming app. Now let's head over to Chris for a quick look at your forecast.
Absolutely beautiful day ahead of us. It's going to be partly cloudy. In fact, we might even brief moments of mostly cloudy, but it looks fantastic out there. Downtown Pittsburgh live. Look, the roads. We can see the roads, and I think that's the most amazing thing that we've seen here lately. Still have some snow, but between today and tomorrow, most of that should be gone because it's just going to be too warm for snow to really stick around, whether it's in the shadows or not. MoDOT camera, 20th and Rangeline, looking great. People getting their day underway. A lot of kids probably going back to school. Some folks maybe going back to work for the first time in about a week. So some kids, my kids, believe it or not, somewhat excited to get back to school just because you can only sit around the house and do nothing for so long. Partly cloudy skies today. It'll be breezy and it will be mild. Temperatures above normal across the region. So again, almost a textbook spring-like day, even though we are not quite to spring yet. Temperatures this morning, though, still a bit on the chilly side. We're hanging out in the upper 30s and low 40s for most of us, but those southwest winds picking up does bring in a wind chill, putting most of us into the 30s. We do have some 20s, Stockton, Greenfield, Sedan, and Independence right now. So it does feel a little bit colder. Now, of course, the temperatures rise later today. It won't be that big of a deal. Southwest winds again, occasionally gusting to 25, partly cloudy, and our highs today into the upper 50s and even some low 60s out there. Our warming trend continues. We'll be even warmer tomorrow. We've got rain chances on Wednesday, and then we'll talk about the weekend as well here in just a few more minutes. Elise?
All right, we'll see you soon, Chris. Thanks. Well, the Joplin Interfaith Coalition hosted their annual bake sale, bringing together community members from different cultures and walks of life. The proceeds from the bake sale will benefit the Joplin Medical Loan Closet, a service that checks out medical equipment to people at no cost. KOAM's Mitch Adams has more.
We are very blessed to come together regardless of our faith, where we come from and which country we come from.
The Joplin Interfaith Coalition hosts their annual bake sale. This bake sale gives the community an opportunity to try new foods from different religions and cultures. While helping expose the Joplin community to new cultures, the coalition is also benefiting the local medical loan closet by donating funds to them.
We are very, very excited this year. We are helping a very wonderful and amazing organization that is relatively pretty new, but they are doing very well. And this is a medical loan closet started by Nicole Watson, and they are helping the community of Joplin here and the surrounded area with the medical equipment and whoever needs it, and they give it for free.
The bake sale presents an opportunity to the public to find out more about new cultures and religious beliefs.
We want to show them that how we put all our differences behind and come together to do something really beautiful for the community, to make it a better place.
The coalition's main objective is to encourage people to learn more about their neighbors.
The desire was to be able to build community and to try to give opportunity to learn more about other faiths, so that we could alleviate and chip away at some of the misconceptions and prejudices that we might encounter in daily life in our community.
And instead of focusing on our differences, realizing the strength of coming together as one humanity.
The relationships that we continue to be able to forge across religious boundaries, cultural boundaries, I think does more than policies and debates and a lot of other attempts to try to do, to do that.
In Joplin, Missouri, Mitch Adams, KOAM News.
The food was available from different cultures and religions, including samosas and falafel. And that's a look at our top news stories coming up this half hour on the KOAM Morning News. Well, home repair costs are reaching an all-time high. We'll take a deeper look as to why homeowners are looking to downsize. Well, in Consumer Watch this morning, Howard Lutnick has been sworn in as Commerce Secretary. Vice President Vance administered the oath of office to Lutnick in the White House last Friday. Lutnick has been a Wall Street executive for years. The new Commerce Secretary says the federal government will be cutting waste while preserving vital social programs. Lutnick's priorities include defending U.S. business interests and overseeing restrictions on technology exports. Delta Airlines faces its first lawsuits in the wake of the flight that crashes in Toronto early last week. The two lawsuits were filed against the Atlanta-based airline on Friday. More suits could follow due to provisions in the Montreal Convention, which allows for liability claims against airlines. Passengers could receive $200,000 for injuries, but could also be granted more if negligence is found. America's elite earners are making up for nearly the majority of the country's spending. Data from Moody's Analytics shows the country's richest 10% of earners now make up almost 50% of all spending. Economists say the nation's economic growth depends on them to keep shelling it out as many other Americans look to save their money. Now, data shows spending increased 12% between September 2023 to September 2024, while among working and middle-class earners, their spending dropped over the same period. And the cost to maintain a home has hit a record high, and that has some homeowners looking to downsize. Fox News multimedia reporter Kennedy Hayes is in Glendale, Colorado with the story.
When it comes to monthly costs to keep houses running, homeowners say they are feeling the pinch from inflation. Some sellers say they've come to realize their homes are just too big.
It's constant maintenance, so we come home from work and we're either cleaning or fixing things. So we're trying to figure out or somewhere to go to downsize, and that's our big goal right now. It worked at the beginning, but now it's too much. Again, that less maintenance, and then we can spend more quality time with the family.
Annual cost to maintain a single-family home rose to an all-time high of $10,433 last year. If you add in property taxes, home insurance, and HOA fees, the number jumps to over $18,000 annually for a typical single-family home. Experts say some of the biggest ticket expenses that have increased the most are heating and air conditioning. Analysts say some maintenance costs like plumbing have gone up due to labor shortages, others like roof repair because of material shortages. According to Bankrate, only 24% of homeowners set aside money for home repairs and maintenance, but home maintenance is something you can plan for.
The single biggest regret that homeowners have is that the hidden costs of home ownership, often maintenance and upkeep, tends to be a surprise. And in that we hear that over and over again from homeowners. And so that's an important consideration, whether you're buying your first home or you're moving up to another property.
According to Thumbtack, lower maintenance costs are in cities with a lower cost of living and more job creation, cities like Houston and Orlando. In Glendale, Colorado, Kennedy Hayes, Fox News.
And those are our top consumer stories. Let's take a look at the market prices before the opening bell.
Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News. It's 7:44 now on this Monday, February the 24th. We're taking a live look downtown Pittsburgh. Things looking great. See the camera shaking, though. It is a bit breezy, and it will remain breezy through today. But it will be even warmer today. It'll be even warmer tomorrow. So not bad out there. MoDOT camera 20th and Range Line looking back to the east. Plenty of folks out on the road. A lot of folks maybe heading out for the first time since last week. I'm sure some got out through the weekend. You get the idea. Like maybe getting back to work, getting back to school. Since most schools were closed all of last week because of the snow and the cold and all the other wonderful things we saw. Well, not going to have to worry about the snow or the cold, at least not through this week. As you can see, we're looking at mostly cloudy, maybe, but otherwise partly cloudy skies today. Breezy, temperatures above normal. And of course, the further south you are, the warmer it will be. Well, partly cloudy skies overnight and into the beginning of our Tuesday. Winds will calm down tonight, and then those skies will begin to clear as we go through Tuesday, leaving us with just a few passing clouds here and there, or otherwise known as mostly clear skies. However, late Tuesday evening into Wednesday morning, clouds increase. We have a boundary approaching. That boundary is going to switch our winds out of the north and west. In fact, here it is right here by 5 o'clock Wednesday morning, and it will also make us a little cooler. So we'll have those northerly winds. We're going to have mostly cloudy skies. Temperatures will be similar to today, maybe a degree or two cooler than today, but still above normal. On Wednesday, we could have a few isolated sprinkles, light showers in the northern half of our area, but from this point south, and you can see on the future track, that's where better chances for maybe a few organized showers will be. Nothing beyond just a few showers, and they won't last very long, but we could see a few of those, especially in the first half of our Wednesday. Otherwise, we'll be mostly cloudy to straight up cloudy northwest winds, and like I said, a degree or two cooler than where we will be today, and today will be above normal. We'll still be above normal by Wednesday. Temperatures out there this morning, so I got some mid-upper 30s, low to mid 40s starting to fill in across the region as well. And then as we head through the rest of the morning, like I said, it's just going to be a beautiful day. It already looks pretty nice. Now these big snow piles, yeah, they're probably still going to take a few days to melt. But for everybody, all the other snow, all these little things here should be gone in the next couple of days. Low 40s to start, low 50s by late this morning with those partly cloudy skies. Highs today, upper 50s, low 60s. We should be in the low 50s, so we're not significantly above normal, but we are above normal. Southwest winds again, occasionally gusting to 25. Late evening, those winds calm down a bit. We'll be in the low 50s by 10. Overnight lows tonight, upper 30s and low 40s. And again, calm winds. We'll have southwest winds tomorrow, about 5 to 10. Skies clearing, upper 60s, maybe some low 70s. Upper 50s, low 60s Wednesday, low 60s Thursday. A lot closer to 70 on Friday, so a lot more low 70s, especially in our southern counties, will be possible as we head into Friday afternoon. But Thursday, Friday, Saturday, even Sunday, great out there. 60s, beautiful conditions, a great weekend to get out and enjoy. Maybe go walk on one of the trails in our area, something you haven't been able to do for a while. But either way, I'd say spend it outdoors. Next week, we do cool down a little closer to average. We'll see more clouds and more rain chances. Let's check your forecast. We are back with more after this.
Well, with excitement lingering from the recent Westminster Kennel Club dog show, puppy love is still in the air.
But how did we develop a fondness for our furry friends? Fox News correspondent Janley Painter takes a closer look.
The tale of man and man's best friend is one for the ages.
Dogs were actually the first animal to be domesticated.
But how did pups and early humans kindle such a positive relationship?
There's a little bit of debate about how humans and dogs develop their bond.
For starters, the dogs of today have their wolf ancestors to thank for their existence.
Some people think that humans interacted with wolf pups and kind of started acclimating them to humans, and over time, eventually that turned into domestication. Other people think that wolves were attracted to human settlements for food and shelter, and so certain wolves decided to hang around and got more acclimated to humans, and then kind of humans took the lead in domestication.
According to Dr. Kelsey Whitdillon of Clemson University, people then started harnessing the talents of these creatures.
Dogs filling working roles were more important, so for example, sled dogs or hunting dogs or shepherds.
Over time, many dogs eventually started taking on the roles of companions instead of workers.
Usually dogs were bred for a certain task. And so today we just have the dogs we like in our home because we want them there.
The most recent data from the American Veterinary Medical Association finds just under 50% of U.S. households report owning a dog. I'm Chandler Painter, Fox News.
Certainly, very cool. And it's interesting to know that history because, I mean, humans have domesticated many creatures that probably weren't supposed to be. I mean, Planet of the Apes, guys.
Yeah.
We domesticated apes, and look at where that led us.
Sick to the dogs and the cats and the fish.
Wait until they figure out they outnumber us. What happens when bugs realize they outnumber us like 1,000,000,000 to 1?
Oh, that just unlocked like a new fear that I didn't even know that I had.
Well, I'm sure, at least in our lifetime, they'll probably not figure that out. And there are going to be a few more of them, of course, as temperatures warm up, but not today. So now we can enjoy the warm weather without being accosted by mosquitoes and other flying things. I don't like bees, okay? So there's no bees
I don't
yet.
like bees either.
Bees do serve a purpose. Just let's look at the future track today. Looking great. Partly cloudy skies, breezy, well above average temperatures, and we'll have partly cloudy skies overnight tonight, and then skies clear out tomorrow, leaving us mostly clear and even warmer for our Tuesday. But it's Wednesday, so Tuesday night into Wednesday, clouds increase. We have a boundary approaching. We'll be a little cooler by Wednesday, but still above normal, and we could have a few showers out there across the whole region, but better chances down in the southern parts of our viewing area. Otherwise, again, just cloudy to mostly cloudy on our Wednesday. Well, now look at your forecast and the news you need to know right after this.
Well, here's a check of today's top headlines, the news you need to know before you head out the door. The Joplin Interfaith Coalition hosted their annual bake sale, bringing together community members from different cultures and walks of life. The lunch could be purchased for $15, and the baked goods were up for silent auction. The proceeds from the bake sale will benefit the Joplin Medical Loan Closet, a service that checks out medical equipment to people at no cost. And over 30 area businesses with products ranging from insurance and banks to art participated in the Pittsburgh Area Chamber of Commerce's Business Expo at Meadowbrook Mall over the weekend. Now, companies attended could also do presentations and demonstrations about how their products and businesses impact the community. And last week's cold and snow did not discourage people from playing softball over the weekend. 7 teams gathered on the 3 east fields of the Don Gooderidge Sports Complex for the annual Snowball Softball Tournament. The snow makes it not only harder to move through, but the balls don't bounce as much, adding a new factor to the game. The Softball League begins its league play this spring.
And we've got a beautiful spring-like day out there as we close out February, the last week thereof. Upper 50s, low 60s, partly cloudy, southwest winds occasionally gusting to 25. Winds ease up late this evening, becoming calm overnight. Still partly cloudy, upper 30s, low 40s overnight. Upper 60s for most of us tomorrow. Skies clearing, maybe some rain on Wednesday, and we continue the warming trend as we head into the weekend. An absolutely gorgeous weekend ahead of us. Well, as we start to get a little cooler, a little closer to normal next week with some clouds and some rain chances, but a beautiful day today.
Yes. And a former professional baseball shortstop, Alex Rodriguez, stunned college basketball spectators with a spectacular half-court shot at Bucknell University in Lewisburg, Pennsylvania on Sunday.
A-Rod sunk the shot inside Shochka Pavilion at halftime, winning $10,000 for a Bucknell student and sending the crowd into hysterics. Bucknell University was victorious in the home match fixture, defeating Army West Point 84-53. Talk about a celebration. That's some skills again I do not have. I mean, I can shoot the basketball. Where it's going to go is beyond me. Well, thank you all so much for letting us put the good into your morning. We will be back with more news and weather at noon.
Have a great rest of your morning.